You manage faxes by using the toolbar or button bar across the top of the folder view. And again, in most folders, it is roughly the same. There are a few differences if you're in a folder where a feature is unavailable. For example, you can see an inbox, there's a move drop down, and an outbox, there is not. Each one of these menu items is fairly self-explanatory. We've already used the new button before. The actions drop down just by mousing over, it comes down. However, you need to check a fax, one or more faxes, before you take an action on it. Move takes the selected fax and moves it into whatever folder you specify. Now, as we have created all of those subfolders over here, they all show up. So we're going to move this fax into the bulldozers folder. We click on it, you see the fax disappeared. We go to bulldozers, and there it is. Now let's say you wanted to move that fax back. Well, you just clicked on the drop down, you want to move it back to the inbox. But you notice here that inbox doesn't show up. Well, what you do is click on System Assigned, and it will move it back to the folder where it originally came from. So if we click on System Assigned, it disappears. We go back to Inbox, and there it is. It's in the proper folder. Let's put it back into Bulldozers just for sport, and we'll go into Bulldozers and work with it. Now, under Actions, when we mouse over the Actions menu, you see we have a couple options here. Move to trash, we'll obviously move it to trash. Forward to user allows you to send it to another FaxCore user. So if we click on that, we now get a list of users in the system. So we're going to send it to admin, and we'll hit forward, and it will then forward a copy of this fax to that particular user or set of users. Okay, so the fax has been forwarded. As you can tell, nothing changes visually. Your other options here are print local and print on the network. Print local will open up your local image viewer. Now I'm running Windows Vista here, and in my case it opens up the photo gallery application on Vista. Your system will probably be different, but then you just print by using the print option in that application. The other option is to print on the network, which is printing on printers that have been defined within FaxCore by your IT department. In this case, I have a Brother laser printer that I can print to. I won't actually print because you can't see the printer, but all you would do is hit the print button and the fax would be printed. As you've seen before, we do have a refresh option button. You can click on it to refresh the list. We have the interval, which defaults to 5 minutes. You can change it. If you leave it at, if you just leave it alone, it'll refresh every time that interval expires. We will show you later in the settings how to change what the default interval is. And then the only other option that you need to know about is the number of items to display. This controls how many faxes or messages will be shown in this list. By default, it's 15. Again, you can change it to whatever you want within this range. Because we have just one fax here, obviously going from 15 to 25 isn't going to look a lot different. That's it for managing faxes.